I feel like you guys are such a victim of like bad timing here, right? Like if it had just been like a year or two different, Vince seems engaged with NXT 2.0, right? And like you guys were really one of Hunter's last passion projects. I mean, how does that feel to kind of know that? I mean, of people that love that NXT 1.0 era, you guys are kind of one of the last authentic things left that was left of that era before it all kind of went super hyper colorful,
We're very proud of everything we did, and it's funny that you say we're a product of bad timing, because the entire time we were there during COVID, we were looking at each other saying how lucky we were with the timing of us getting signed. The
True.
fact that the pandemic hit, and if we would have been on the independents, we would have been screwed, because I was still working as a server in the nightclubs to supplement my income on the indies, so I wasn't completely financially set. So
Yeah.
the nightclub shut down. There wouldn't have been independent shows. I would have, I don't know what we would have done.
Would have
honestly.
been nobody to bodyguard. No, I was a director of nightlife security operations for the city of Las Vegas, and the entire entertainment and nightlife district got destroyed. And people in our families got laid off.
Yep.
I don't know how we would have ever been able to help them.
So we felt lucky the entire time we were there. So when things didn't go out the last few months, it sucked. But at the same time, it's like we were very protected and blessed in the beginning. So we're like, we believe everything happens for a reason. And if we're not there right now, we still think, we're being divinely protected. We're not supposed to be there right now. We're supposed to be doing something else, progressing, learning, doing other things. And then if we are meant to go back, maybe that'll happen.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah.
I meant like creatively bad timing. Financially, I totally get it. And now I kind of feel like a jerk, but like, I just meant creatively, I just think
you're not wrong about that.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. And in that aspect of the timing, it was just so weird. Like it's very odd. And I'm actually surprised that even after all this time, people are still so distraught about it, because aside from being the professional, like the wrestling fan in me, I begin to think about all of these really cool and creative people over time where their presentations were derailed or didn't work out or something like that. And it's like, to be on the list of those people who were so captivating, and for whatever reason they just couldn't stay the course, to situations and decisions that were not even their fault. Proximity heat or something. Like it's a strange feeling. It's flattering to know that people don't want to let it go. It's flattering that people cared that much, and that it was something, as they've expressed to us, that like it was something they were looking forward to week to week when there wasn't much to look forward to because of what was going on in the world. We felt really privileged in that aspect to bring that to life. And the only thing I ever feel really bad about or a little down about every once in a while is just how disappointed people were that was taken away from them, if I'm being honest.
And honestly, once we saw that Bray got released, and once we saw that Braun got released, we're like, all right, we have to be prepared for anything, because we thought those guys were awesome.
Yeah.
They were killing it, and they let them go anyway. So we're like, all right, we didn't feel bad about ourselves, and we don't think we could have done anything differently.
No.
Well, let's talk a little bit about what you're doing right now. Wrestling Showcase again. I brought up Cardona. I had one of my writers ask me to ask you, Kross, if you would ever do a death match like Cardona did. Are you interested in doing death matches?
I don't know what sort of death match he's done. I know that he's been heavily involved with GCW and has been doing them, but recently
he did one.
Okay. Yeah. I would be, depending on the setting, depending on the person, I'd be interested. I recently just competed against Ricky Shane Page.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yep. So we did that in Circle 6, and there was thumbtacks and chairs and tables and all different types of stuff involved, doors.
Those were your first thumbtacks, weren't they?
They were.
Yeah.
How was it?
Oh, it was lovely. Pulling them out of my shoulder and my neck and my ass.
Oh my God, I was pulling out wood. He was laying in bed at night, and I like pet his back. He's like, ah! And then it was big. I wouldn't even call it a splinter. It was like a big thing of wood sticking out of his back that had been in there for hours that I accidentally shoved back in when I pet him. It's like, what the?
I was going to bed.
Yeah, you're stabbing me. So they're like, no, there's still like leftover wood. I'm like, I was picking it out with like tweezers on his back.
The right opponent in the right setting, right place. 100%, I absolutely would.
Okay, all right, fine, fair enough. You're see, that's the thing is you're already really scary. And like, how do you feel, Scarlett? How do you feel about him doing death matches? And would you do a death match? I guess I'll pin it back to you too to make this gender equal here.
No, I want you to answer that for me. Please answer how I feel about it.
She loves it.
I'm all about it. I'm all fucking about it. I love those kinds of matches. I think blood adds an extra element to play with. I don't like it when it's done too much. Like, it needs to be in the right setting. But I started at AAW, so I saw some of the best matches ever with Tyler Black, Silas Young, Jimmy Jacobs, Eric Cannon, and there was a lot of like 30-minute to 60-minute matches with a lot of blood, a lot of weapons, and I loved it. I absolutely love it. I would totally do it. Same thing. It depends on the opponent. But,
okay.
Yeah.
Since you dropped his name, and I love Jimmy, I would love to compete against Jimmy Jacobs in a death match.
That's the one. Jimmy Jacobs versus him in a death match. He'll do it.
He's the master.
Yes.
He's a master.
Everyone always drops Cactus Jack and Foley and all that stuff. For me, it's Jimmy Jacobs. I mean, his history with that level of violence, I think very few people have ever gotten near it.
Okay.
My opinion.
He's a scary man. I'm not going to lie. Yes, I agree with you there. Okay. I don't know that I don't know that a lot of us were expecting that answer from Scarlett there. All right, but that's fine. That's great.
I'm fucked up.
Let him bleed. Let him bleed.